Welcome back once again to the Twitter recap. I think I have some great charts today from some of the very good technical analysis out there today for you guys. I just did the ETF recap, the weekly one. Go check that one out. It should be out in like an hour. But yeah, let's dig right into this stuff right here. This one goes back to the 15th of September, so this 3 days worth of charting. Let's do this. Sahara here, gold held this support line with a hammer candle. You can see it right there. We held. He drew it a bit differently than me, but I like to see this way of drawing it. He has a move down here, and if it doesn't break to the upside, then you have a C move here all the way down to the 51% retrace. Hopefully we don't get there. That's roughly around 1800, a tad below. But we're definitely squeezing up here. I have it drawn quite differently, but this is perfectly valid as well. So great take here, and we really need to get above that B wave high right there at roughly what's that? Just a tad below 2K. Rashad here with silver. What's he saying? Back in, yeah, you can see it here. Back in from 2008 to 2011, we had this formation right here, this cup kind of looking thing, and we have quite similar thing here again. I agree. You can also draw these to the highs here if you have it on the log scale. You can have that trend line going all the way down here, crossing them. Same were in the previous time. So when we break this one here, you will see similar price action on the way up here. I totally agree. I even think I made a chart myself on this one here. So that's why the $26 level is so important for the bulls, but also the bears to hold. $26 is the big go level for me personally on silver. I know when you have it at 28, which is valid, and also of course the 30s. But 26 is the early signs that we will go way higher. So yeah, stunningly. What is this? Great to hear. When I hear the classic contrarian investing saying things like buy low, sell high, be a contrarian, I think about this chart. Getting in before the general public is always the key. And oh yes, I mean look at this chart here for silver and how undervalued it is against the SPX really. And we are returning to to somewhat of a mean here. This is clearly a big overshoot, but we are returning maybe not to the all-time highs, but definitely we are that silver is going to outperform the SPX here in this decade. I highly agree. I would love to see this on a log scale, by the way. That would be beautifully. Maybe I'll do that myself afterwards. But yeah, um, I agree. Silver compared to SPX, you want to be in silver. The fun in SPX is over or soon to be over. CEO technician here. The crude oil made a new high in 2023 at roughly $90 a barrel on Friday. Interesting to note that the VTI crude has the highest DCI reading of at 92 as of Friday's close, and actually failed to confirm that last week up in oil. And what he's referring to there is that XLE didn't quite believe in this move here in oil. So let's see here if we start to get a correction in the energies. Uh, that would make perfect sense against longer term, the trend is up, but as you know, nothing goes in a straight line. And yeah, we could definitely be in for some pullbacks here. We are oversold on the RSI, and yeah, I agree. A bit extended here, long term, nothing to look at. J Hinster here again, coming down here. This is silver again. The $26 level is roughly in here. My take is that if you want to take body highs here and here, that you also want to take it here. So, but anyways, valid chart. I'm not quite sure I would have drawn it this way, but I can see where he's going. And again, this just confirms the $26 level, which is roughly here, that is the one to look for silver. $26 is the key in my view. J Hinster URA. Again, this is on a nominal scale. Yeah, the URA, excuse me. And yeah, very, very early still. This was the bottom here. Then we had the first spike up here, the mini bull flag, and now we're resuming higher again. And it's just shown that we have 400% to the top, which I do think we will reach at some point in time. Not tomorrow, not this year, not next year, but you can see here how fast it can crash, right? So if you have symmetry to it, then the move up should be the same of the same force, just with a plus sign instead of negative. But yeah, definitely URA even on a not log scale chart looks fantastic. And the fundamentals are just beautifully. Long term looks fantastic. Short term, I'm in for a like a week or two, 4 weeks of sideways bullish consolidation. That's my take on URA. Long term, nothing to worry about. Rashad again, gold here. Again, a similar take as he did on silver. You have the squeeze right there. You also have the mini bull flag here. Same here, that mini bull flag right there. And you can see when we broke, we shot up 60%. Again, he has a target of 2006, which makes sense, but I have roughly 2,900 to 3K is actually the level based on other bigger patterns. But again, a target of this here makes perfect sense also. I just do think that we will go a tad higher when we break that level. But that's a very nice fractal to find. Grady again, Palladium. You know Palladium. We are following this 2 times per week. In this falling wedge, which I also have shown you, and he's showing a breakout here. Again, if you take the wicks, it's not actually a breakout because I think it retraced quite a bit here. But anyways, Palladium looks like it really wants to have the first big bottom. It's also at a, if I remember correctly, 15-year long trend line that we are currently right above. We haven't tagged it yet, but we are very close. And yeah, we could easily shoot up here for Palladium, and no one is talking about it. Everyone hates it. That's what you want to have, really. A beautiful setup while everyone hates it. Lovely. Edward Gavsky here, gold ABC fractal setup. I'm still waiting. Chart from 80 Thorson. Again, quite similarly, this is the bull flag here, and when it shoots up here, if it breaks to the upside, you will have the fourth touch here, same as here, and then we will go way higher. I can't see the exact number here. That's roughly 2,700 if I look correctly here. I can't see it, but yeah, gold looks primed. It doesn't happen tomorrow, but it looks absolutely stunningly from a long-term perspective. There's nothing wrong with the gold at all. Hedgehog trader here. Canadian Venture Exchange CDNX is starting to break out against US markets as speculation returns after long absence. Where will capital flow? Overvalued to undervalued. So he has the CDNX divided by the SPY here. Long-term trend on here going back half a year. And yeah, it's peaking above here, showing that money flows into the Canadian exchange compared to the US market, the SPX or the SPY. Beautifully. That's what you want to see when you're invested into commodities. And that's also when you see that transitioning, that's also when commodities does well. So yeah, great find here by Hedgehog Trader. Jay Hinster, DNN has begun to catch up. This is DNN divided by by CCJ. Again, I'm not sure I would draw it exactly like this, but it has validity to it, and we are having a big test of that level here. You also have a triangle squeeze right here. As you can see, there it is. And if we do a same move here, we could be up for some very big gains for DNN in relation to CCJ, which is roughly at all-time highs and has done insanely well. And DNN is just starting to really start to put in the gains here. Great chart, actually, Jay Hinster there. Gold Ventures. This is I want to talk about. This is the US 2-year bond yields. Gapping up today from the early morning, up 10% and all the way down again. I have a chart here from the way I see it here. Big gap up all the way down here again within like half an hour. Many people are saying that it's a data era and so on, but I just don't buy it. You don't. It's just very coincidentally that you have a big data era right here at such an important level that will break the system more or less. That you have a data era in my view, and then we go all the way back down again. This is I wouldn't call it manipulation, but some sort of yield, some sort of control in order to not blow the markets up. I don't buy that this is data era at such a critical level. If it were like here, then we made some sort of weird wick to the upside. Sure, fine. But here, given that we are, 1, 2, 3, 4 time and we're about to pop, I don't buy it at all. That's some sort of manipulation. Yes, there I said it. Excuse me. By the market makers. Great here. Gold divided by copper. What does it say? Gold is a proven safe haven, and copper is a base metal that usually does well in good economic conditions. Look for a huge move during the 70s. This ratio has consolidated the move from the 70s for 40 years. That's a massive, if it plays out, a massive inverted head and shoulders, a 45-year inverted head and shoulders When it breaks at roughly that 700, I can see when it breaks at 700, gold would outperform copper with like 5x or so if I do the math very quickly in my head here, roughly 5x compared to copper. Man, that would be insane if we had that kind of a move. Grady again, gold to ZRB. This is the, what's it called? I can't remember the name. Cylinder or something. I can't. Accumulation cylinder. No, doesn't matter. Accumulation cylinder. I can't remember the name of it. This is bottom 7, and if this is true, then we're going to overshoot that blue upper trend line big time. Then we will have a peak way higher compared to where we are today in gold in relationship to CRB. Man. Sahara here, CCJ, URA, UET, uranium, many instruments across the sector plotted daily shooting star candles on Friday. They may be ignored as the sector, when it runs, can be very dynamic. And I agree. You can see here, this is the CJ, the Cameco. Again, this is to me a big blow off top for this move, not the long-term stuff, but for this move here, I think we will go way higher, but I think we are very stretched, very overbought, and I think CCJ is putting in a top at these levels. But look at this performance, man. It's just absolutely stunning. You can also see here we have URA, quite similarly, great move up here after we broke out. And ever since March, the lows, we have just been on a tear up 40% or so, give or take, and overbought on every parameter that you can possibly get here. Also some volume coming in at the end here. So again, very stretched. And my bias is that we have a pullback or some sideways bullish consolidation. Same for UEC at the highs here, which I scaled out last Friday. Well, that was Tuesday, doesn't matter. Thursday, excuse me. To rotate into something else, but still, this is a massive move, and I do expect some sort of sideways. But as you mentioned, this is a weird sector, very small, and it can be very erratic. I don't know if that is the right word. And what is this? We have here, I can't see. Oh, Euro, similar thing. Big move here at the highs up here. Again, I suggest a pause. A great view that, everything doesn't go in a straight line. I completely agree with the Sahara here. Beautiful. And in relation to that, he has made a chart here. URNM hit his first target. He has the longer term targets up here. I mean, if we get that kind of a move, oh boy. But again, a pause here would make sense. But the longer term trend is up. So yeah, there's nothing to say about that one really. But if you get to 170, that would be awesome. We have two more. Don't leave just yet. King Cross here. This is a big gold producer attempting to break out from a 3 months range. Again, when you see the gold miners break out, especially the big ones, that typically, positioning from the big guys into the miners, the big ones, before gold moves. That's a beauty. Also, volume is coming in, and we are not overbought at anything or in any way here. Just an early sign, and I think he's quite right. Spot on the monthly. If you take the parallel here, the trend line from the body highs, and we're still sitting on top of that one. Very bullish price action. As long as we're above that trend line here, the blue one, it's all good. It really is. And I do expect us to have a move at the all-time high late 2024. That's my take on things for gold. Again, if we break down here, then often the completely different scenario. But the path of least resistance is that all-time high at roughly 2070, give or take. That's all I had for you today. Some great charts today, different views on stuff, and I really like that. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree with the charting here? But that's why I like Twitter so much. You get, why did I miss this one? Oh, anyways, you get very different ideas, and you need to sort out and to verify that these make sense to you as well. Because there's a lot of people out there, but I follow some very good technical guys that I'm learning a lot from. So that's it from me. Have an awesome day, guys, and hopefully you'll be back in the next one. Cheers.